You know, many of us were taught the same thing, that at the beginning, humanity fell, that we were born into sin, that something is inherently wrong with us. And whether you realize it or not, that belief shapes how you see yourself, how you love, how you show up in the world. But what if the story has been misunderstood? What if your origin was never broken? What if it was light? Because if we're being honest, a lot of people walk through life carrying something that they can't fully explain, a sense of not being enough, having to prove their worth, feeling like they need to be fixed, or constantly trying to earn love. Even in relationships, you might find yourself overgiving, overthinking, trying to be chosen. And underneath all of that is a quiet belief that something about me isn't right. But where did that come from? The idea of original sin teaches that humanity inherited separation, that something in us is flawed from the start. But let's look at the beginning again, because before the fall, there was no shame, no fear, no lack. There was connection, wholeness, and peace. So the question becomes, if we were created in that state, how could our true nature be broken? What if original sin isn't about who you are, but about what you become aware of? So let's break this into something real, because this isn't just theology. It's how you see yourself every single day. So the first thing is the original sin as an inherited separation. The traditional view says you are born separated, that you must earn your way back. You must prove your worth. And when you carry that belief, it creates a life of striving, trying to be enough, trying to be accepted, trying to be worthy of love. But striving is not the same as being. So, is this original light as your true nature? So, what if instead you were created whole? What if your natural state is love, peace, and connection, not something you have to earn, but something you return to? This doesn't ignore growth, it redefines it. You're not fixing yourself, you're remembering yourself. So let's look at how the fall introduced awareness of separation, not worthiness. So when awareness shifted in the garden, so did perception. Shame entered, fear entered, self-consciousness entered. But that doesn't mean that your nature changed. It means that your experience changed. And this is important, because you can experience disconnection without being disconnected at your core. So let's look at believing you are broken and how that keeps you stuck. So if you believe something is wrong with you, you will move through life trying to fix it. In relationships, you're going to seek validation, you'll fear rejection, and you'll overextend yourself because you're trying to prove something instead of simply being. Let's look at how remembering your light changes everything. When you begin to see yourself differently, everything shifts. You don't love from lack anymore. You don't chase validation, and you don't abandon yourself to be accepted, because you understand something deeper. You will never, that you were never without. You just forgot. So, how do you actually embody this? Well, first, you become aware of the beliefs that you've been carrying. Not everything that you were taught is meant to define you forever. The second thing is you stop relating to yourself as a problem to fix, and you start relating to yourself as something to understand. And third, you practice returning to yourself through presence, through honesty, through self awareness, because every time you choose awareness over judgment, you reconnect to that original state of being. So, this is one of the biggest shifts you'll make, moving from believing that you are broken to realizing that you were always whole, not perfect, but whole. And the journey isn't about becoming worthy, it's about remembering that you already are. So if this message resonated with you, if something in you is starting to shift, to question, to see differently, Make sure you subscribe to the channel because this journey from remembering to embodying to ascending, we're walking it step by step. And I'll see you guys in the next video.